Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Warm welcome to all of you. I'm delighted to see so many women in the room. That's rather unusual for our industry. At a rough guess, I would say 50%. And indeed, this is progress in the industry, and I hope it'll continue, because we need the best talent possible, regardless of gender. Secondly, I do hope that you've had a good coffee, because before hearing a keynote speech, you need to have had some coffee. And I also want to thank Des and Michael and Frédéric for the invitation to come and speak here in Geneva. But you know what? I've been asked by many of my friends, colleagues, why I'm coming to Geneva today. Now, I kind of hesitated and said, well, I'm going to see a customer, which is indeed what I'm going to do this afternoon, one of our best customers here in the region. But I also said, I'm going to an IATA cargo claims conference. And then there was a kind of blank look. And a look of sympathy, perhaps, a look of wonderment, of puzzlement. And when I told them, well, actually, I even did that 3 years ago, they began to think maybe I'm totally crazy. Now, why is that? Des was very kind. He said it's not sexy. But I would even go further. I would say that what I hear from colleagues in the industry is that it's boring. That's what they say about claims. Do you believe that? I certainly don't. And the reason why I don't believe it is because claims, they think, has something to do with back office. Now, a back office is necessary. A human being without a backside can't sit down. And we also need back offices. But your activities are by no means confined to the back office. Your activities also include phone calls, letters to your customers. In other words, customer contact points. And we all know about customer contact points. Here is a couple, hopefully enjoying the moment. And if they enjoy that moment well enough, they will stay with each other. Loyalty will arise. And that's exactly what you, with your customer contact points, your letters, your phone calls, that's how you can influence the relationship between your employers and your customers. And your contacts are vitally important. Why? Because you're already starting from a difficult situation. You're starting from a claim which has been lodged with your company by the customers. It's a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. And it's all about building loyalty. Therefore, it matters how often you get engaged with your customers with claims. It matters also how fast you are in dealing with a claim. It matters with whom you communicate and how that communication flows. And you can differentiate your airline through the way that you handle claims. You can differentiate your forwarding company through the way that you handle claims. It is one of the key differentiating factors and one of the ones that can improve your relationship, not just in the short term, but also in the long term. Now, claims are handled in different ways by different companies. There are guidelines from IATA, there are guidelines from IATA, and there are different practices. We at Swiss have established a structure whereby we handle certain claims locally and certain claims centrally. And we also do a lot of damage analysis. It's extremely important to understand the causes, because, again, one of the key questions is how often the claims arise. And if you don't learn from history, then history has no value whatsoever. We ask our customers every year, some 17,000 contacts within our customer base that we select every year, how they perceive our airline. And one of the key questions and key elements in our analysis is the handling of claims. Why? Once again, because our customers attached importance to the way we handle claims. And one of the questions is, well, how often? How often are you meeting your partner in handling a claim? Hopefully, as little as possible. Because if you're avoiding damages, if you're avoiding those situations, the claims will be arising less often. And therefore, we monitor whether the number of claims is increasing or decreasing. And this is one of the key elements of customer loyalty. If we're able to bring down the number of claims year on year and the number of contacts between your company and the customer in this particular arena. But there is also another element of your relationship with your partner. your dancing partner. It is how fast are you? And there are different measures here. This is just taken from our own customer satisfaction survey where we subdivide the responses into the continents. But what matters is over here. You see here the mean number of days in which we engage with our customers in handling a claim. And of course, the idea is to bring those down because, as you can see, the customer satisfaction is highest when the handling time is lowest. And that is a key element of the satisfaction in the handling of the claim, and therefore the positive impact you may have on your customer, even while climbing out of a difficult situation where he was pointing at one of the flaws that occurred in the process in the first instance. And of course, another element of understanding out where our customers are coming from is how is that communication taking place? Am I telling my partner that I'm going to be arriving home late by telling my son to tell his mother? Or am I telling my wife directly by calling her that unfortunately I'm tied up in the office and I cannot come early? And it's the same thing with claims. If the customer is hearing directly from us, not even our handling partners, which are part of our system and for whom we take full responsibility in providing the services that we do to the customer base, but if the answer is coming from us, again, the satisfaction is at its highest. If it is coming from our handling agent, which is perceived as one of our key partners, that is also good. But as we all know, we airlines and we forwarders, if the shipper ends up telling us that we have a problem, that an irregularity has occurred, then the satisfaction is at its lowest. And of course, the image that you have with your partner, your dancing partner, your customer, is extremely important. How is your competitor viewed? And here you see satisfaction with settlement of claims. Customers who have not lodged a claim, of course, are the happiest. And we are working very hard to improve this ratio from year to year. But customers with claim had told us in 2009 that there were some issues that we needed to work on. We pride ourselves on being one of the best quality airlines in the industry, but we, of course, also can improve. And we worked on those issues, and the customer satisfaction came up as a result. So it just shows that your efforts, the efforts of your colleagues, are extremely important in customer satisfaction ratings that your company has in whatever surveys you may execute. So claims can really make the difference. Claims can really create loyalty in a way that perhaps nothing else can. Sales is often envisaged as the key customer interface, and indeed it is the most frequent customer interface. But believe me, sales contacts are viewed with a certain skepticism by customers because salespeople are trained to provide certain messages to that customer base. Claims is where the reality of our business and where the learning curve is taking place. And if a claim happens, you have to make sure that you handle it quickly. You don't hide it. The customer knows who to contact. And preferably, you are contacting the customer before he contacts you. And you fulfill the promise that you have in your own contract, in your own commitments to the customer. So claims and irregularities are an opportunity to get intimate with your customer. And I use that word with great purpose. For me, it is the word that nobody dares to express, but that represents the relationship that we have with our customers. Our industry is a people industry, and we are dealing with people and emotions and feelings. And it is this that we have to play on. It is this that we have to work with. Claims and irregularities are a great opportunity to learn. So the reality in our industry is that it is so complex, a global industry, many modes of transport, that damages will occur. We have all seen in recent days, we didn't have time to update this presentation, the Rolls-Royce engine that failed and the parts of the engine that then fell over Indonesia. But these types of incidents will occur. They will continue to occur. We cannot avoid them. But the great thing is that, as I said 3 years ago, it is the after-claims service that can make the difference between you and your competitor. And it is there where your teams, with your customer contacts, not out of a back office, but out of your own vital knowledge of how to deal with people, how to engage with them, that will make the difference. And you're just part of an overall sales and after-sales service, which is your commitment to your customer. And I believe that we need to make sure that we are learning from those experiences, we're applying the learnings, and we're developing an intimate relationship with our customers, a relationship of trust, in the same way that you may have in a couple, in a partnership, dancing on that dance floor that you saw at the beginning of the presentation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a successful day and a successful conference.